So this is my first YouTube video, so I have decided to make chicken tinga. I am using Chile California, Chile de Arbol. This is already toasted, so se me hace mucho más fácil, especially because I have lupus. And don't ask me what this chile is. I have no idea. I did not label this. I'm also what you would call a frugal witch. So I reuse pickle jars quite literally for my stuff. So right now what I'm doing is actually de-seeding the chile. I'm also watching the counters. So if you like, by all means, you will hear my kids in the background. They do tend to be very quiet though at times. So if you like, by all means, stay the duration of the video while I scramble to figure out how to first ever do my first YouTube video. So I am literally using a cake pan to de-seed these because we moved, so we don't have really much bowls or anything like that. So that's my kid. So basically what I do is just put the scissors, put it in the middle, spread it open, see, and then drop all the seeds out. So I just make sure to clean it off and everything else. And you don't want the seeds to be in your chile, because when you blend it, it becomes harder to strain and it becomes like an extra step. And to be quite honest, I don't strain my chile. I find it actually quite a hassle. So I prefer to devein and take out the chiles. Now, if you have the energy, which I sometimes don't, and you just sit down and do this, by all means, put on a movie, put on a show while you do all your chiles. So that way, when you're actually cooking, you don't have to devein and take an extra step if you already did this step. So these are all my seeds. I actually don't know if chiles can grow from these seeds, but I'm gonna find out. And I will let you guys know how that actually works. So right now, we have my chicken boiling. So I am currently using this. So I have my water already boiling. It already has salt. And since I have to wait for it to boil, because I did not take out the chicken to defrost, so I am gonna just soak it enough to crack it so it can boil. With that same broth that will be coming over the that will be coming as we boil it, that same broth I will use to basically soak the chiles. Do excuse my mess. This is actually a kitchen that is actually used. So all of these go in the cake pan. So these will stay in here and they will soak once we get our chicken broth. Now, the Chile de Arbol that will be adding spice to this chicken tinga will be going in last in the blender. So it will not be going in to soak right now. It gives it more of a kick, in my opinion, if you add it in last as you're blending everything in your blender. However, right now, I need to go wash my blender because I used it for a fruit smoothie. So my chicken's already done. So I have this bowl. And right now, what I'm gonna do is actually take it out. So remember when we said we had actually put it frozen? So, quite literally. So we're letting our chicken cool down so that way we can shred it for the chicken tinga. So we have our chiles here. So basically I'm using a scooper. It's going all over the chile. Obviously this is a hot cake pan, so don't do what I just did of throwing the broth while you're grabbing the bottom. So basically what we are quite literally doing is just pouring it down. So as you can see, we're doing 2-3 scoops, and then basically what we're doing is just covering it with the lid. And that is going to stay there for a good 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to add a cebolla, half a cebolla, and basically blend it all together and put it in a pot. So So my chile is already finished chopping, so I'm gonna put it in the blender. So as you see, maybe you can, all of that is going in here. I already washed my hands, so woohoo.
Infrared, weatherproof. It's got a network of them. The whole backyard's got eyes.
Obviously, you're gonna need a lot more chicken broth, so that's why we have
This is
this.
our guy.
So why does the guy who's up to his elbows in cash live here?
Given us clientele, he figures blending in will extend his shelf life. It's a smart move.
Maybe not smart enough. High-tech security cameras back here.
So we are gonna be using
How does he cover this?
Consome. I honestly just measure until my ancestors tell me to stop.
Mary and Joseph.
And I'm also adding an onion to it, so I need to go get it.
See that every day.
So I have my cutting board down here. This is an actual glass cutting board. This cutting board was given to me by a very dear friend, one of my kids' teachers, and I've tried my best to keep it with me because it was an absolutely gorgeous gift. So we're gonna cut half an onion. We also keep the bottom part of this for veggie broth. So I usually cut the top, the bottom, and all of this extra stuff goes for veggie broth. I throw it in the freezer, and that's what we basically use for veggie broth. So I tend to always peel only the first layer, so that way we can have enough. All of this that I am taking off, all of this will be saved for veggie broth because, well, we're all poor right now, and I try to reuse, try being the key word, to reuse, recycle, and reduce waste. So this is going basically by taste, so I'm only doing half of that. Also, despite that we added consomme, we will be adding salt as well, if I can find it, which I just did. So, salt. And also remember, we are adding our chiles de arbol, but the chiles de arbol, like I said, will be going in last. So these are basically for taste, so I'll probably be doing 2. And then taste test and then see if it's good enough, because I do have children that do eat spice, but they don't like eating a lot of spice. So right now we are gonna basically blend this. Connect it, obviously. And you we're just gonna leave it like that and then wait for all of this red chile and everything to completely liquefy. So this will be going off for probably a good 5 minutes is how I put it in the blender. So it's been 5 minutes. So we're gonna turn it off, and then we're gonna basically taste test this. So I usually use the lid, and it's good. It's not bad, but I will be adding another cebolla to it, and actually possibly adding tomato sauce. So I am adding diced tomatoes. So these diced tomatoes I have gotten from a can from the food bank because I don't have tomatoes. And this is a salsa I did a few days back. So you can find that video on my TikTok. I believe I did a live actually on it. So I will be adding some of that because, like I said, I try to reuse absolutely everything we basically have. So a little bit more of consomme, and we're gonna blend this all over again and taste test. Quite literally, my recipes are basically as I come and go. So I add, take off, stuff like that. So now I finished blending. Again, as you can see, the chili flakes of it are kind of gone. So basically, again, we are taste testing. That's actually not bad. So it's not too spicy. It's not too sweet. So what we are going to do with this is I already have a pot on the stove that is heating up. Let me show you. So see, it's already heating up. I have it to kind of medium heat, and then we're basically dropping absolutely everything. Now the blender still has some, so to not waste anything, we are quite literally putting chicken broth, the same broth we used for the chicken, and doing it Mexican style, quite literally, and just dropping it in. So this will boil while my son is basically disintegrating the chicken for me while he's watching his YouTube video. So we're actually gonna try the chop feature. As you can see, my blender has a chop feature, and I don't feel like shredding all this chicken, and my son is kind of slow, so I'm slightly impatient. Like I said, I'm lazy. I have not rinsed this off besides the chile, so we're literally gonna drop just that and see how that works. I'm hoping it does, because like I said, disabled and I don't have like a chicken shredder, so that actually worked pretty well. Look at that. Oh shit. I would just be careful. So that worked beautifully. So the same pan that I used to soak the chiles is basically where I'm gonna drop it. Since it's chicken tinga, I don't worry too much about it. So we're gonna add more chicken to this. What? So basically you get chicken, you destroy it, and that's basically what I'm doing. And chop and shake, and then so I think I'm gonna use a post on it. So it's kind of getting there. I may have added too much. So we already have our chicken all shredded, as you can see. So the blender actually worked perfectly. So what we're gonna do is basically put all of that in there. So then we're gonna get a spoon and just mix it all around. So we want to make sure the chicken is covered with the sauce, because basically, since this is tinga, it is going on tostadas. Obviously, you can have it with rice, you can have it with beans, you can even have it as an enchilada filling. But today will be tinga. If there is anything left over, probably tomorrow it will be used for enchiladas. So you can see that. Try a little bit. No, not bad. So we're gonna let that come to a boil. Now, if it gets too thick because of how the chicken was shredded, by all means, just add more chicken broth. Please excuse my stove. I have yet to actually clean it because I've been lazy about it. So this is gonna come to boil, and basically we're just gonna have this with tostadas, with crema, lechuga, things that basically you can get at a food bank. And that's dinner for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please forgive that my editing skills are not awesome. This is quite literally a raw footage.